What's going on, guys? So in today's video we're going to be installing a 2.5-inch leveling kit on Project Terry, our 2001 Toyota Tundra. So when you go to level your truck, there's a lot of different options. The most common is going to be a block spacer on top or below the factory strut assembly, and it's a good, cheap, effective way to level your truck. But in a lot of cases it's definitely not the best option, especially for us, because if you missed the last video, our factory bushings on the lower strut are completely shot. So if we just got a block spacer and put it on there, we would have had to replace all this as well, and we wouldn't have been able to finish our install. It'd have been a nightmare. So thankfully, before I even knew that was a problem, I decided to go with this kit. This is going to be the 2.5-inch from Rough Country. It's a full strut assembly, so you got just a complete replacement in the front. Comes with lift blocks, new shock absorbers for the rear, and I think this is going to be a great option to get the truck sitting much taller. It should perform better on road and off road. And let's be honest, it's a 20-year-old truck with 230,000 miles. You probably don't want to be reusing your factory suspension parts anyway, so this is a really good option. It's a little pricey, it's around that $600 mark, but I think it's going to be a great option. So let's go ahead and get this thing pulled in the basement, get this install started. All right, so I got this old tag on here. Should be the top of the tire. So let's measure from the bottom of this fender flare to what should be the top of the tire, right under 4.5 inches. So now we can see when we get done with the install how much it actually lifted the truck. 14 millimeter. Let's go ahead and take our sway bar end link off. Probably give a good bushing replacement at some point for sure. 12 millimeter. Let's remove our brake line bracket. So I'm gonna be honest, the tie rod refuses to come off, so I ended up looking it up, and apparently you have to have a special tool to get that off. So I would recommend you getting that special tool, but I ain't got it, I ain't getting it. I'm installing this today. I got the other side installed without removing this. Definitely makes it a little more difficult, but I was able to do it. So let's just continue the install with this being attached still. Go ahead and take our lower strut bolt off, 13/16. We're gonna go ahead and take our lower ball joint bolts off. We got 4 of them. They are 9/16. There we go. Got 3 upper strut bolts, 14 millimeter. Then just lift this up, push that lower bolt through, and she will slide straight out of there. Those bushings are toast. Here's your difference between the factory and the new strut. Look at that bushing. Look, I just literally push it through. Absolutely destroyed. Let's go ahead and slide our new strut assembly in. Just gonna get some nuts on the top of it to hold it. So we got the top snugged all the way up to where it's as high up as it can go. Our steering is still attached, so this is not just like free flopping. It's unfortunate, but we're working with what we got. This is flopping. It's connected to our spindle and our axle, so be careful. You don't want to pull the axle out, do anything weird. We're just gonna pry our lower control arm until we can get the bolt in here. There we go. Nice. So now we got to reattach the lower ball joint. I use a wrench right here. I put my shoulder on it, press down, and then you can line up that right there. You can grab this and kind of twist it and stuff. It's really hard to show you, but I'm gonna try. So let's throw those in there. Bada bing, bada boom. Go ahead and throw our sway bar bushings and bolt back on there. Go ahead and throw our brake line bracket back on there. Let's tighten these babies down all the way now. There we go. So now I get to have fun trying to get this thing jacked back up high enough to put the wheels and tires on it, because now once we've removed the jack, as you can see, we've got maybe 5-6 inches before the ground now. So yeah, we're on jack stands on both sides. So I'm just gonna have to go back and forth, jacking this thing up till I get it up high enough to put the stock wheels and tires on there, and then we'll go ahead and get this thing outside and check it out. And there she is, guys. So definitely comment down below, let me know what you think about the Tundra raised up. I think it looks a million times better. It's way more functional now. Our front bumper is way higher off the ground. Our fenders to tire gap is ginormous now, which I'll measure it once we get back. I want to drive it out here and try to see if it'll settle in. It'll probably settle more on the road over time, but we'll get that measurement for sure. But overall, front kit install was pretty straightforward. It was a little bit of a booger because I've not had experience with these. I didn't know you had to have a special tool to take the tie rods off, which you do. I think you can rent them at the parts store. So if you want to go that route and take that off, then go get one of those. But I was able to make it work without that, and hopefully I was able to show y'all properly how to do so. But just be patient with it, dude. Use the right tools as far as like I was showing y'all prying down and stuff like that. It's not technically the right tools, but using the tools that I showed y'all in order to do it that way. And you should have no issues like I did as well. Just be patient, be safe, make sure when you're jacking that up, don't let it slip off your jack stands and your truck fall and crush you or something like that. Definitely be careful, because it'll try to teeter with you. But overall, front kit went on just fine. Now you might be wondering, well, where's the rear kit? Why didn't you install the rear kit? Well, that's because old 20-year-old Tundy did me dirty. So it's like a lot of people's, the bolt for the top of the shock absorber is seized, and the rod for the shock absorber just spins. I tried clamping it with multiple clamps, holding it, and it won't. It spins through them. So I looked it up. I know there's a lot of people, they'll torch them off, they'll cut them off. It freaking sucks. But I didn't have time to deal with it today, and so I just put a ton of that liquid wrench on there in hopes that it'll seep in there and break it down. In a couple days I'll come back and they'll actually come off. I don't know. Went ahead and took my spare tire out so I could have extra room in there, but it just wasn't happening. So can't do that. But honestly, the truck sits pretty daggum good with the factory rear and the front lifted. But we definitely want to swap out those struts, because the ones that are on there are clapped out, and we got brand new ones that we want to put on there. But I am kind of iffy if I want to put the rear blocks in there. I think it's sitting pretty daggum level and nice right now. But definitely comment down below if you've got any tricks or tips on how to get those things off, because I want to swap them out. But I just got really frustrated with it and didn't feel like fighting it anymore today. Overall, I am digging it. Haven't taken it on the road yet. Maybe I'll do that in the end of this video or in another video. Maybe I'll wait until I do the rear so I'll have the full effect. But you know, just driving it through the field feels nice and cushiony, and you know, whipping it around here did, you know, fine. So I will say that would have been a much cooler clip if this thing had exhaust on it. So you know, we might just have to go get some pipes on this thing. Might just have to. But overall, like I said, I think it went together good. So that's probably gonna be about it, guys. Enough rambling out of me. Comment down below, give me a super secret technique of how to get that off in like 1 second, and it be awesome, that would be super good. I'd love you for that. But hopefully I was able to show you all really well how to install the front of this kit. We'll obviously update you as we go off-road and on-road how this performs. With all that being said, hopefully you did enjoy. Definitely comment down below. Let me know. I'll see you on the next one.